parameters. Alarm buzzer volume. To set the alarm buzzer volume, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. Tap the buzzer control button. Tap the control button to select low or high. Press OK to confirm your selection. The selected volume is displayed on the control button. Activating or deactivating power saving. You can activate or deactivate the power saving system in the AC and DC supply. When activated, the system waits 5 minutes. If during that time none of the control buttons were touched or alarms were set off, the screen turns off and the pressure gauge displays one LED only to indicate the peak pressure. To activate or deactivate the power saving system, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. Tap the power save control button. To activate power saving system, tap the control button to select on. To deactivate the power saving system, tap the control button to select off. Press OK to confirm your selection. Waveform type. The waveform parameters can be set in the VCV mode only. There are two types of waveforms. Square. The flow stays constant during the inspiratory phase. And descend. The flow descends linearly until the final flow at the end of the inspiration and is 50% of the peak flow. To set the waveform type, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. Tap the waveform control button. Tap the control button to select square or descend. Press OK to select your confirmation. Rise profile. The system can deliver 5 different levels of rise times, ranging from 1, the fastest, to 5, the slowest. To set the rise profile level, on the ventilator front panel, press extended button. Tap the rise profile control button. Press the plus and minus soft key to increase or decrease the level until you reach the desired rise profile level. Pressure support flow termination, PSV flow term. The PSV flow threshold is used to determine the end of a pressure support breath. You can set the PSV flow term from 10% to 70% of the peak flow. To set the flow threshold, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. Tap the PSV flow term control button. Press the plus and minus button to increase and decrease the threshold in steps of 5 until you reach the desired flow threshold. Pressure support ventilation inspiratory time, PSV-TI. You can control the limit the inspiratory time in pressure support ventilation from 0.1 to 3 seconds. Tap the button on the screen and then increase or decrease the value using the plus or minus button. Note, in ACMV and SIMV and VCV modes, the PSV-TI button is not utilized and is therefore darkened. However, it remains adjustable. To set the flow threshold, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. Tap the PSV-TI button. Press the plus and minus buttons to increase and decrease the PSV inspiratory time. It can be a value between 0.1 and 3 seconds. Activating and deactivating the O2 enrichment monitor, FiO2. You can activate or deactivate O2 enrichment monitoring. Activating FiO2 displays the FiO2 value on the screen. Deactivating it turns the screen display off. To activate O2 enrichment monitoring, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. tap the FiO2 control button. To activate monitoring, tap the button on. To deactivate monitoring, tap the button off. Press OK to confirm your selection. High and low levels for the oxygen alarm, FiO2 low and FiO2 high. To define the low levels of oxygen that sets off the alarm, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. Tap the FiO2 low control button. Press the plus/minus button to increase the value of the low levels of oxygen that will set off the alarm. To define the high level of oxygen that sets off the alarm, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. Tap the FiO2 high control button. Press the plus/minus button to increase or decrease the value of the high level of oxygen that will set off the alarm. Apnea. You can set apnea alarm limits. This can be between 10 and 60 seconds. To define the apnea alarm limits, on the ventilator front panel, press the extended button. Tap the apnea control button. Press the plus/minus button to increase or decrease the value of the apnea. If the patient apnea time is longer than the set value, the apnea alarm sets off and the backup ventilation is activated. Backup ventilation in SPONT mode. In SPONT mode, the mode automatically changes from SPONT to SIMV. PCV mandatory breaths rate equals 5 breaths per minute. Peak inspiratory pressure equals 15 centimeters of water above set PEEP, and inspiratory time equals 1 second. Cancellation of backup ventilation. Backup ventilation modes end in either the following cases. Patient cancelled. There are 2 patient-triggered breaths during the apnea interval time. User cancelled by pressing alarm reset to stop the backup ventilation alarm.